Good morning.
Good morning. This is Meditation Reflections, and welcome. Got a message on here?
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. Anyway, it's a bit cloudy and rainy today, and we apologize for yesterday. We did do a taping of our Meditation Reflections, and just massive technical difficulties.
But we're experimenting with something new, so
Yeah.
when we get it worked out, it'll be really cool.
We tried to go high definition, and just a nightmare. So
Took too long to load. We've got some learning to do, so we'll get that worked out. Maybe do some special stuff with it later.
yeah,
But failure predicts the next success.
yeah.
It's one of those things. You expect things to go wrong and fail and get bad, but it was really a mess.
We are computer savvy, but we're not hackers,
True.
which is probably the highest level of computer expertise.
And keep in mind there's layers in that one too.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
we all have our little niches. I mean, Donna can do
Photoshop.
Photoshop. That's
Real
what I was-
well.
Yes, very well. And I can do a few other things.
And writing is better for you in some ways.
Just simple
I always have
word processing. Anyway, let's get back to meditation reflections.
Yes.
What I was focusing on this morning was the difference between knowing and believing. And there is a big difference. Because in believing, what you're doing is you're accepting facts from other people, other ideas that are not yours. And we get these through our parents, through our friends, through media, through school.
Our culture, our civilization.
Our culture, movies, TV, newspapers, whatever. But when we start accepting those as the truth, often they're not. You have to develop a level of discernment to see what resonates with you, and check on your inner feelings, your inner feelings.
You were talking about the fact that ultimately it was knowing yourself and knowing your reactions.
Yeah, that's
two things.
The ultimate goal of everyone should be to know thyself. That was a motto in The Matrix.
It's also Socrates.
Socrates, yeah.
Very old.
Yeah. So the better you know yourself, the better you can understand the relationship to the world you live in. And if we're operating under false influences, are we retarding ourselves? I would say yes.
Yeah. I have a slightly... By the way, this was an interesting idea because we posed a question at the start of the meditation to see what kind of answer we get. And a lot of people don't realize you can do that you can pose. Try not to do anything too silly like what color car I need to buy next time.
Yeah.
You'll get an answer, but it's not going to be terribly coherent. And what brought up for me was, how do I recognize when I'm getting an answer that actually means something and is going to be useful? Okay. I use this a lot, and if the answer surprises me, it's nothing I could have thought of, I go, oh, that's coming from the outside. Or the other half of it is, if it's phrased in a manner that I would not phrase things, you can recognize a change of voice, that is also from outside of myself. Now, any message coming in from Spirit still has to go through the human discernment, which means it's running against all the things from my culture and all the things that I believe. So the surprise and the change of wording lets me know it's on the outside.
Yeah.
But it's still my choice whether to use the information or to, wait a minute, I need more information. The other thing about something coming in from Spirit, it does not tell you what to do. It gives you a range of choices.
Yep.
And when it increases your range of choices, that also strikes me as coming from Spirit or higher self, or highest self. And that makes it much more valid for me. So I actually have 3 levels of discernment. You have inside of you a cosmology, how the world is, how the world was created, what's the outcome of the world. It's a cosmology, it's the shape of the universe. That has been changed and evolved over time And our culture even tries to shift that particular view of the world in order to create a common understanding in the culture. Now, I was talking to Glenn this morning, and I was going, the Roman Empire, when Constantine the Great discovered that his army was primarily Christian, he realized that his next battle should be fought in the name of Christ, and the empire became Christian. And that's 312. It's a very long time ago. So occasionally rulers will try to shift the culture by saying, I now believe this. And all of our thinking changes because you're constantly exposed, and you need to think about what's really true for you, and what is being presented to you is still a choice.
Yeah.
It's always a choice.
Also, keep in mind that the mainstream media is owned by only 6 corporations worldwide. They have tremendous influence. And when you're looking at something from mainstream media, turn on your bias meter. Are they being biased? Are they swaying the story in a certain direction? Are they giving you limited information, taking a clip of what someone says and using it out of context? Keep those things in mind, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're manipulating beliefs, ideas, and what you think about something.
This is actually much more common than people realize, but you do it yourself. Do you not dress up when you're first meeting somebody that might become an employer of you? You're looking for a job. Do you not try to make a particular impression in certain circumstances? In this location, I'll be this way. In that location, I'll be that way.
We put on different masks.
We put on different masks.
I mean, they're genuine. They are us.
Mm-hmm.
But we become aware of them.
So this is much more pervasive. And entertainment can move in a particular... Oh, this was very, very popular. If we do this again, it will sell. Look at all the zombie movies. They sold, so they made more of them.
Yeah.
So the choices we make to make further choices in the same direction. So we're affecting this marketplace exchange, but not terribly consciously.
Yeah.
That's the catch. So make a true choice.
Dial up your discernment levels here, especially watching mainstream.
And meditation and asking Spirit is actually asking yourself as well.
Trust yourself over anything else.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little heavy duty, but we thought might be important, and it gives you several ways to check all the incoming information. Yeah. And do check it.
We missed, like I said at the beginning, we missed yesterday's meditation reflections, but we didn't really. We recorded it and just ran into a ton of difficulties. Uploading. And we'll get that out shortly. Yesterday's meditation reflections will be, actually it'll come out in high definition. You see that. We'll get this figured out. It's been a good experiment all the way through, and we hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have sharing this information with you. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Check out naturalshaman.com, and we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and blessings upon you. Blessings.